I'm Halle Bailey, and this is my journey to Ariel. I was about 5 years old when I first watched The Little Mermaid. A lot of people will be shocked to know that my favorite Disney princess growing up, it was Ariel, no lie. I really think she had a lot to do with the fact that I wanted to learn how to swim and be in the water all the time. So when my sister and I and my brother, we would be in the pool, we would just pretend to be mermaids. Yeah, it was the best thing ever. I actually auditioned for this role when I was 18 years old, and I'm turning 23 this year, and it's now coming out. So it was a wild journey for me, but I was really excited to kind of share this journey with Ariel. I was breaking barriers along with her when her character was breaking barriers, and I remember being in the harness and the air and swinging around all day, as well as like being in the tank in the water for hours at a time, and I truly felt like I was breaking out of my shell that I had been in for so long. Ariel is so fiery and passionate about what she wants for herself and her future, and I truly felt like, you know, she's telling me, you can do it. I truly was in the best shape of my life when I was filming, like 2 years ago. Of course, now I'm home and it's different, but when you wake up and you have people to help you all the time, I mean, the training, it was like cardio, stamina. I had to do a lot of core work because I would be on the harness, and then swimming. It was just a lot. Like when you're doing that a lot every day, you get really strong. A basic day on set would be like 4 a.m. I would wake up. I ended up living by the Thames, like a river in London, which was really beautiful. But Pinewood, where we were shooting at, was like an hour-and-a-half commute. So I'd have to wake up like super earlier than my call time just to get there. So then when I would get there, I think by like 5:30, I would go in the gym. I would do work with this beautiful personal trainer named Sana, who I love, who's like my sister because she's with me every day at 5 a.m. And we would do that, and then from there, I would go to stunts from like 7 to 9, and then after stunts, I would go into hair and makeup, and you know, they would have a few hours, I think like 2 hours. And then finally after that, it'd be like, okay, we're ready for you on set. And then I would go and I'd spend all day on set. But if I was working on like a blue screen day, I would have to put on all of my gear, like my padding and everything, my harness, and then they would just hoist me up in the air and I'd just be swinging and swimming in the air. The first 2 months of filming were really hilarious to me because every day I would go on set, but I would have to act with nothing in front of me. I would be talking to these amazing puppeteers. They would kind of tease me and allow me to act with like these puppets. And then when we'd shoot, they'd be like, okay, Halle, and they'd take them away. So then I'm left with like the air to just talk to. So I have to look at you, I have to act like we're having a conversation right now, but there's nobody here, right? So it's really a really funny thing to do, and I felt crazy a lot of the time. It was just a really funny experience. But from there, then it would be the end of the day. I would be there all day, and then I'd go home and go to sleep and do it again the next day. Ariel's glam for me was something that was really an exciting and fresh moment for me to go through, because I have the original version of her in my head, and I was like always wondering like, what will they do? But the fact that Rob really wanted to champion me and my natural hair and keeping it was something that was really exciting for me, because I had multiple looks. I was so excited about my tail look, about my underwater look, because I was like, what will I look like as a mermaid? And Colleen Atwood, the head costume designer, she's amazing. I mean, she's like Oscar winning, just a legend. And she was dressing me in all these beautiful things. And I'm like, whoa, what is going on? What was funny when I was on set is that half the time when I was doing blue screen work, I would wear like a uniform. So I would go into work every day with like a cap on and like dots all over my face and my body so that they could track, you know, my movements, and of course, just cut me in half and transfer the top half of my body onto a tail in the end with the CGI. And I can tell you about the 4 new original songs, and that they are beautiful, number one. The original ones already have my heart.
I don't know when, I don't know how,
But the fact that I got to be in the room with Alan and Lynn when they were creating these new beautiful moments for us, it was really special. I truly feel like we deserve that kind of evolution with these songs. These new songs really help us with that. Our version is a new version and it mirrors our modern world. It's not just about her falling in love, and which is wonderful, which is great, but it's also about her need and wants for herself and her future and her passions. Working with Javier Bardem was a dream come true. First of all, I was a huge fan of his, like we all are. And so going into filming and to meeting him and to rehearsals, I immediately thought I was gonna meet like this tough guy. Like I thought he was gonna be very stoic. I met him and he's like the sweetest teddy bear man you've ever met. Like the kindest, sweetest soul. And I just had a great time with him and bonded with him the whole time throughout filming. And I truly felt like he was my dad on set. And he's just an angel. He's literally the kindest human being you can ever meet. I have so many fun stories working with Melissa. First of all, she's just a hilarious human being and I love her so much. But the fact that she is taking on Ursula was really exciting to watch. She's a powerhouse.
That's what I live for.
I remember when we were filming Poor Unfortunate Souls. I think it took like 2 days to do that whole sequence, and it was so much fun just to watch her in all her glory. And it's funny because the dancers, each dancer was one of her octopus legs, so she had like 8 dancers around her, like stacking up and like mirroring her. It was just really cool to watch. Jonah was an amazing Prince Eric. He was so great. I was just so happy to have somebody like on set with me. We were both like going through the ringer, in the water, in the air. It was a lot for the both of us. And we just bonded over the fact that we were like, wow, this is really big. I absolutely think this is a full circle moment for me to be able to combine, you know, my love of acting and singing. It's a dream really to do the 2 things that you love and do it to fulfill a beautiful remake of this movie that you've loved since you were younger. It's like almost healing to the inner child in me. I think that everyone can look forward to new music from me soon, very soon. I have been like working quietly on it for a while, ever since I got home from filming Mermaid, of course. You know, I definitely think it's a bit of a different sound than people are used to hearing from me with my sister. I am very influenced by jazz melodies and, you know, rock and soul, and so it's a mixture, but I cannot wait for people to finally be able to hear my perspective of things. Thank you so much, Glamour, for joining me. Thanks for listening to my stories. Bye.